Hello, friends. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you get to see this video. We have a very interesting and controversial topic to discuss today. But before we delve into it, I want to welcome all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey. And I want to assure you that if you stick to this channel and continue to go on this journey with me, you will not just gain insights about your rights and the expectations of the law concerning your stay here on earth, but you would also gain insights with respect to the scriptural implications of your actions here on earth. So you would not just gain physical insights, you would also gain scriptural or spiritual insights that will help you not just here but eternally. Welcome once again. So I want to talk about taking our pastor or a church member to court. Can you sue your pastor? Can you sue a fellow brother in church? I know we have seen or we might have had stories of this kind of things happening. But do you think you have a right to do that? This is what we are going to talk about today. Now, I want to paint a scenario to us. I had a client come to my office and, so infuriated and was like she sued her pastor and she would like us to take up the case. And her story was this, that as a dedicated member of the church, a church where she had spent a large chunk of the years of her life, she has given her time, her resources, and loyalty to the church. But unfortunately, one day, probably because of assumption, or maybe he saw her where he didn't expect her to be, and the pastor got infuriated, her pastor got infuriated, and publicly, before the congregation, accused her of something that she didn't do. Accused her of something that she didn't do, and based on assumption. And it was something that did not just damage her reputation, but it also deprived her of a very huge contract that she was expecting from a member of the church. A contract worth millions of money that she was expecting from a member of the church. And she got so hot and embarrassed, she decided to sue her pastor for defamation. So this is the case, this is the scenario. Now, before we look at this issue from the legal perspective and then compare it to the scriptural perspective, I'd like to explain what defamation is. Now, defamation occurs when someone makes a false statement, emphasis on false, makes a false statement about another, damaging the other person's reputation, and in most cases resulting in their loss of goodwill. Now, the law recognizes two types of defamation. The written defamation, which is libel, and the spoken defamation, which is slander. We are conversant with What is more prevalent is actually the spoken defamation, slander. We have had series of cases, especially on the social media space, where a lot of people are like, I'm going to sue you. They write a petition and they sue. You said something that I did not say. You said something that is wrong about me. And that's, as far as it has to do with spoken, it is slander. But if it is written, it is libel. Now, for a person, or for the claimant, the person who is claiming that he was defamed, for the claimant to prove defamation, number one, this